It's tough to figure out where the Green Bay Packers' 2018 season went right. The Packers, who now sit at 5-7-1, need lots of help in order to squeak into that last wildcard spot. Mike McCarthy is out and has been cast as a scapegoat for the Packers' problem. While I'm ecstatic that McCarthy got fired, this past season could be completely different had just 5 plays gone differently for the Pack. So without further ado, these are the 5 plays that killed the Packers' 2018 season. The Packers' season was doomed from the start, especially after Aaron Rodgers went down with his knee injury in Week 1.
And that is a sight that has everybody's heart stopping at Lambeau Field.
Al Michaels hit the ball right on the head, and I'm not going to lie, after that hit, I thought Rodgers tore his ACL. And sure, A-Rod did come back into the game and complete a magical 17-point comeback against our division rival, but the effects of the injury lingered. After the injury, Rodgers lost his ability to scramble. One of the things that makes him so special on the offense suffered because of it. In the 4 games following the injury, the Packers went 1-2-1, with their only win coming against one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills. The second killer play came in Week 2 of the NFL season. With 2 minutes remaining in their game versus the Vikings, the Packers held an 8-point lead when Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins threw a game-sealing interception to Jair Alexander. However, the referees called a roughing the passer penalty on Clay Matthews, which brought back the interception, keeping the Vikings' drive alive. The Vikes went the length of the field and tied the game up at the end of the regulation, and the score would stay in that tie. While the referees and the NFL agreed that this was a roughing the passer penalty at the time, after massive fan pushback, you'd have a hard time convincing me that this same flag would be thrown at this point in the 2018 season. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, the Packers went from 2-0 to 1-0-1, and it would only go downhill from here. It's Week 8. The Packers are still sitting okay in the standings with a record of 3-2-1, but now they're playing the hottest team in football, the LA Rams. Most fans didn't give the Packers a chance, but they held a 27-26 lead before Greg Zuerlein nailed a field goal with 2:05 remaining to give the Rams a 2-point lead. What happened next was without a doubt the worst play of the season for the Packers. On the kickoff, Ty Montgomery took the ball out of the end zone, trying to make a play, and he fumbled, handing the Rams the ball, and more importantly, the win.
Just a decision alone by Montgomery, deep in his own end zone, knowing you're going to spend time off the clock to get you the 2-minute warning, and you're nowhere close to the 25, and now give it away.
We do need to talk about how asinine of a play this was from Montgomery. Reports came out that before the kick, Ty was told by Packers coaches to kneel the ball at all costs if it was in the end zone. With 2:05 on the clock, Green Bay was going to get an extra play before the 2-minute warning, and with only needing a field goal to win that game, that extra play can make all the difference. So even if Montgomery didn't fumble on this return, that play still would have cost the Packers the 2-minute warning and still would be in the running for one of the worst plays of the year. Packers fans and NFL fans were robbed of a potential classic moment from Aaron Rodgers, and his teammate was the burglar. That was Montgomery's last play in a Packers uniform, and it truly felt like one of the first nails in the coffin for the Packers season. Aaron Rodgers can't be exempt from all fault for the Packers' struggling season. While Rodgers is still playing better than the large majority of quarterbacks, he's not playing as well as Aaron Rodgers. This is evident in the 4th play that killed the Packers season, when Aaron just completely whiffed on a routine pass to convert a much-needed 3rd and 2 late in the 4th quarter against the Seattle Seahawks. This play is a little bit of a cheap play for me, however, because I think Mike McCarthy's decision to punt on 4th and 2 was just as bad as Rodgers' pass attempt. The Packers were playing the best rushing team in the NFL, and with just 4:20 remaining and Green Bay down to just 1 timeout, the Seahawks only needed to run 8 plays or get 2 first downs to run out the clock. On top of that, the Packers' 2 best run defenders, Mike Daniels and Kenny Clark, were hurt earlier in the game, so they would not be available on the Seahawks' next possession. The Seahawks would go on to get those first downs and run that clock down to zeros. This kind of clock management and lack of forward thinking is my #1 reason that I'm happy Mike McCarthy is no longer at the helm of the Green Bay Packers. And the final nail in the coffin came in the Packers' embarrassing 20-17 loss to the worst team in football, the Arizona Cardinals. While I know some fans want to blame Mason Crosby for missing a 49-yarder with a chance to tie the game, the real killer play came when Eddie Pleasant dropped the easiest pick of his football career on the Cardinals' 30-yard line. This pick would have set the Packers up already in field goal range with a chance to win this game that they had no business of losing. After the Pleasant drop, the Cards went on to convert on a 3rd and 23 on an amazing catch by Larry Fitzgerald, if I might add, went the length of the field and went on to win the game on a field goal. The Packers have been one of the biggest disappointments of the 2018 NFL season, and because of that, Mike McCarthy is no longer at the helm on the sidelines at Lambeau Field. But as I showed you in this video, one bounce here, one bounce there, and this season could be completely different. Right now, the Packers sit at 5-7-1, and they need a lot of help to make the playoffs. But if it weren't for these 5 plays that killed the Packers season, they could easily be 9-4, sitting atop the NFC North, or even better. Thanks for watching the video. Guys, my name is The Flying Chubbs, and if you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe to my channel. I normally do b-ball content, but I felt like branching out a bit, and if you guys like this kind of video, please let me know in the comments down below. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.